Board of Education meeting. Can you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance. All right, let me first wish everybody a very happy New Year. So nice to see you all, and hopefully that is the only time we here tonight. All right, let the record show that all board members are in attendance with the exception of Mrs. Kelly, who is a little under the weather tonight. And we have some student representatives that are here tonight that I would like to bring to everyone's attention. The first group I'd like to call up would be the robotics team. We have Coach Baranek and Coach Arnie here. We even have alumni from the robotics team, Christopher Palazzo. So if you guys would like to take a stand. Excellent.
Good evening, Mr. Tussey, members of the board, Dr. Romanelli, and thank you for having us here tonight. My name is Dan Varney, and I'm one of the coaches of the West Islip robotics team. It's been such an amazing opportunity to witness firsthand the incredible impact that this team has had on our students. And none of it would be possible without all of your support, and also the support of our volunteer mentors, some of whom have been with the team since the very start of our team over 20 years ago. So that's an incredible thing, and to thank all of you. While each year we build a robot that we take to competition, our number one goal is not just to build a robot, it's to give students amazing experiences where they can build and learn and become future engineers and leaders. And so hopefully tonight, they'll share some of their experiences and you'll really see the impact that this team has. So before they share, I'm going to introduce Andy Baranek. He's the other coach of the team, and he's actually been with us for over 13 years. So, Andy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andy Baranek. Like I said, I've been with the team for 13 years. I just wanted to double down on the thank you. The opportunity that this team has been able to present to our students is unparalleled, I think, in all the other programs. I've seen students grow in incredible ways. And to be frank, I have learned from the students too. I've grown just as much as they have. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have coached this team. I am so proud of our students. I'm really excited. Our build season is around the corner, as you're going to hear a little bit. And with that being said, I'm going to hand off to Will, one of our seniors, who's going to introduce you to some of our teammates who are each going to speak a little bit for you.
Hi everyone, my name is William Borello. I'm the software captain for the West Islip robotics team. And as Mr. Varney said, every year we try to build the best spot possible. Obviously we are a competition team, but really the heart of what we do is the experiences that each student gives. And what really makes this team is what each of these people bring forward. I've been very blessed to be able to work with these people over the last 3 years now? Yeah, 3 years now. And it is my honor to be able to let these people share their experiences. And starting with our kind of head honcho around here, our systems engineer, Cameron Burns.
Hi, I'm Cameron. I am the team captain and systems engineer. I joined the team at a young age, and I was always taught to lead just as much as I was taught how to use the machines that we were so lucky to have. I became a mechanical captain and learned that it's hard to balance teaching and learning. And that challenge actually gave me more motivation to grow my own skills so that I could better manage this. I've learned how to delegate. I can't do every job, even though everything is fun and interesting. I have to make sure that I'm teaching everyone else as well. And this has helped me learn how to manage time and facilitate communication between my peers. Through First Robotics, I've been able to make connections with real-world professionals, both on the team and at the competitions that we go to. This allows me to have insight on what it's like to actually be an engineer out in the real world, and has really helped cement in me that this is something that I'm going to do with my life. So I'm really grateful for this experience and everything that it's brought for me.
the ability to grow and change kids that come in really, like I once was, really makes me happy. This team has made me want to go farther in any dream that I ever could have reached and ever will reach. And I know I'll be able to reach these goals because seeing all the new and excited freshmen come into the shop and instantly get to work has made me realize that this team is not just a team, we're a family.
Hi, my name is Danny, and this is my first year joining the West Ice First Robotics team. I joined not knowing much about the team, was excited to find a new experience, and we had a practice competition in October called the Half Hollow Hills competition. It was my first time to practice with the robot, and I was not the one that was built it, but as a freshman, I was so happy to have the chance to fix it when it broke 3 times. And as a freshman, I'm not usually given chances, usually given to the older kids. And in this club, it's anyone can do it, no matter how old you are. And I'm very excited this season to build Robot with all my team members.
All right, before I move on, I think all of these people deserve one more round of applause. So I know you probably are looking at us robotics team and you see a giant hunk of metal in the back and you're probably wondering when we're going to power that thing on and try not to, drive anywhere crazy. But before I do that, I kind of want to run you what it actually takes to build a bot like that, starting from the beginning of our build season. The beginning of our build season this year is starting this Saturday, the 6th, at around noon. And from January to March, we have that time frame to complete our bot. First, the organization that runs all of the robotics competitions gives us about a 2 to 3 minute video detailing the game that our bot is supposed to be based on for the year. And usually it's based off of something, a real world problem, either be transporting cargo or something similar. And once we get that, then First sends us absolutely nothing. Everything you see up on that stage, every solder, every line of code, every bolt, nut, and screw is completely dreamt up and built by the students on this team. Our mentors are there for support, but everything you see was the original ideas of these members. And so for about 2 months, we spend drawing ideas, throwing ideas out, scrapping builds, building new things, testing code, realizing none of that code works because, wow, we forgot 1 semicolon, which many of you guys know code, that's a fun little joke. But really, at the end of the day, it's work. It's hard work. It's 6 to 9 every night, and then from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon on a Saturday. And only through that work and the consistent showing up of every single one of these people do we make something like this possible. And also through the generous support of what we've been given by the board. One of those things that we don't necessarily create but assemble is the wheels on that big bot right there. That's our competition bot from last year. Won the quality award for just being a pretty sturdy bot in general and did fairly well in competition. We made it to the playoffs. But those mechanic wheels, I'm not going to speak too much on them because I'm going to talk about them later. They have a lot of benefits. They allow us to crab and move in every direction, but they have a few downsides. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let you guys just enjoy what 2 months of nonstop labor, innovation, and learning actually resulted. can see, you can probably hear it a bit too, there's a lot of good things about this bot. We're moving in any direction. I don't have to do a full turn like you would have to do with the car. I can just go left, right, backwards, forwards, but it's a bit slow compared to what you're going to see next. The next thing we have up is something we're really excited about this year, and that was graciously able to be done because of the members of the board, and we're very thankful for. At our competition last year, we were able to talk with a lot of teams. We talked with teams from the Dominican to Turkey and beyond. These are international competitions, and what a lot of people have been doing recently is called Swerve Drive. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the map and everything, though if you do enjoy physics, look it up, it's pretty neat. But this bot essentially lets us do all the stuff that Mecanum does, but better. It lets us move in any direction, but it's blazing fast, it's easier to turn, and none of it would be possible without A, the people who helped prototype, build, and code this machine, and B, the amazing members of our board who have continued to sponsor and fund this program. So I hope you enjoy seeing a little bit of an upgrade in what's in store for this year. I think it looks kind of cool, at least for me, from afar, and we just wanted to ask if any of the board members would care to get on the controls, and maybe we'll bring this down, you guys can have a little bit of fun with this. Alrighty.
Don't look at me. I'll tell you what, I have so much respect for you guys that I don't even want to. What's going on?
Do a barrel roll. Congratulations to our new 2024 competition build driver. We hope to see you in March for our competition. Thank you so much for the audition and congratulations. One last thing, I just want to once again say thank you so much to our board members, and thank you so much for all of you for listening and having us here. Truly, none of what we do is possible without you all and this continued support. If you want to come and watch our kickoff this year on the 6th, you can view it online. It's on First Robotics. It should be on about noon, or alternatively, if you want to watch along with us, any of you are more than welcome to come down to our shop at the West Islip High School. It should be in the music wing, and we'll be happy to take you in. Should be a fun time. We'll probably have food, so if you like free food, you can cover that. And if you can't make it for that, we hope to see you in March for our competition, where that bot, that little disc bot that you see, is going to get disassembled at the beginning of our build season and rebuilt with whatever features, grabbers, and other materials we need to build a bot that's really going to do amazing things this year. I personally am very excited, and I know the rest of the team is. And before I say thank you for your time once again, I want to introduce one last speaker that we have, a current Yale member, kind of a big deal, and the winner of the Gene's List Award for robotics last year, which is a national award across all of FIRST, Mr. Chris Palazzo. Give it up for him.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for the warm welcome. It kind of feels really surreal here to be back speaking for the team, not as a member, but an alumni now. It's kind of a change of pace for me. While this team isn't very far removed from my life, it feels great to be back. Anyway, so when I first joined the team, it was about 9th grade. I promise you, I was no rock star. My attendance was iffy, and my behavior was a wee bit questionable. apprehensive, and young me did not understand why. Looking back, quite honestly, if there was one thing that I could tell myself is it would be to give my all to this team from the very beginning. Every ounce of problem solving, teamwork, or just time in general. I say this because looking back, this club fundamentally shaped how I critically think as an engineer. It took all of the engineering skills that I learned in school and home and was the gel and made purpose to it. On top of this, it taught me probably one of the most single important skills any person can learn, one of understanding criticism. In robotics, as in life, everything has setbacks, whether it be code that doesn't run or parts that don't fit, or things that just straight up don't work. Initially, these setbacks, truthfully, made me feel almost incapable. I felt like things that I put so much work into not working was a sign that I wasn't good at what I did. This pattern, honestly, became truth for me. It was truth because I didn't know everything. Because of that lesson learned, collaboration is one of the biggest things that I pride myself on. Whether it's small things like homework in college, being able to confidently ask for help and not be afraid. This skill has been incredibly valuable to me. I know 9th grade me would have just given up. Alongside these foundational leadership skills, I've learned so many technical skills that I've directly applied to jobs that I've had and will continue to have. In closing, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the mentors and the students on the board for making things like this possible for students like me. You've not only prepared me for the challenges at Yale, but beyond. So, and to the current team members, give it your all, because dang, it's so worth it. Thank you, everyone, and go West Islip Robotics.
So yeah, that was incredible. First of all, I just want to commend all of you. Getting up here and speaking in front of a fairly large audience is not the easiest thing to do, and you all handled it with the utmost class and dignity. So job well done with that. Secondly, multiple times you thanked us, but I think the reality is that we need to thank you guys, because it's what you guys do, which is why we are here, and being able to see it makes it all worthwhile. So I really, on behalf of the board, I'd like to say thank you. Listening to you guys and understanding, you probably don't even realize what you are learning. And I think Chris did just allude to a lot of that with the leadership skills. But the work ethic, the determination, working together as a team, probably even a little touch of humility is really what I would consider some of the best life skills that you're going to learn. So I congratulate you on all your efforts. I again wish you the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to hearing how well you guys perform at the competitions. And I know Mr. McCann would like to say something as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tussey. Congratulations to the whole team. I had the pleasure 2 years ago to go on the Hills East competition, and then Debbie Brown and I went to the Hofstra competition last year. And kind of growing up in this district, going to championship lacrosse games and championship football games and soccer team and seeing all that. When I went to the robotics competition in Hofstra, I was overwhelmed by it. The teamwork there, the camaraderie, the intelligence, and just what they do on that basis. The entire stadium is filled with teams from all over the place, building robots and having competitions, and watching them work together was really that thread that brings that teamwork that we see on athletic fields, or even in the high school plays or the musicals and the band department. So to have you guys represent this district is amazing. And that competition, really, Debbie and I stayed there probably for 3 hours. It was that engaging. And if anyone gets a chance to go there at Hofstra, I would suggest it, because it's a different world than we see on a day-to-day basis, for what gets built by this team. But it was truly amazing. So congratulations, guys.
Okay, I would now like to invite two members of our Student Senate. We have Ms. Taylor Riley and Ms. Ashley Murphy.
Hello, I'm Ashlyn Murphy. I'm a senior at the high school, and I'm the co-president of Student Senate. And this is Taylor Riley.
I'm Taylor Riley. I'm in 11th grade and I'm the other co-president of Student Senate. So on Friday, December 22nd, we had our annual Christmas party. This year, around 30 children with special needs from the elementary schools within our district came to the high school to watch cheerleading, vocal motion, kick line perform. We had a lot of fun activities planned for them. The whole gym was decorated with Christmas decorations. Santa made a special appearance. That was Mr. Tuscarora.
That was Santa.
He read a book to the children, he handed out presents. It was a great way for them to kick off their break, and hopefully they all had a happy holiday.
Yeah, as Taylor said, the Christmas party was definitely a success, and we love to see it come back every year. The kids and the students and everybody involved definitely have a great time. And the next thing we have coming up is PSI Love You Day on February 9th. And this year we're trying to make it bigger than ever and involve the whole community. So t-shirts are on sale right now to the whole community. There was a link sent out to Parent Square, I believe, where you can pre-order shirts. We will also be selling shirts during students' lunches and study halls. We actually recently had a mural put up in the school for PSI Love You Day, which is an awesome addition to the school. And another new thing we have this year is there's actually a PSI Love You Day club. So we can really put all of our focus into the celebration in that club, as well as Student Senate works together with that club to, establish traditions and whatnot for the celebration. So I'm looking forward to it this year, and it's going to be really big. We're going to put up the flags again, and I hope everybody can order a t-shirt or show support in some way.
Thank you very much. The Student Senate holiday party was incredible, and obviously everything that this community does for PSI Love You Day is also very exciting, so looking forward to celebrating the occasion. Okay, thank you to the robotics and to our student representatives from the Student Senate. Thank you for taking your time away from your studies and all that great stuff that you guys have going on. This next part of our Board of Education meeting is actually very exciting. We have a great presentation that we are going to make about our high school swimming pool and the bond vote that we have coming up in just a few weeks. So, who wants Dr. Romanelli or Ms. Pilati, are you taking the mic? All right, so Ms. Pilati is going to take the microphone, and she's going to lead us in this incredible discussion tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. On January 23rd, Tuesday, registered voters in our district will be asked to vote on proposed renovations to the district's indoor swimming pool facility at the West Islip High School. The high school pool opened in 1957 and is currently one of the district's most utilized facilities. Some of the district and community groups that will benefit from this pool renovation include our phys ed students, our student athletes, the West Islip Fire Department Marine Scuba Team, individuals pursuing lifeguard training, and the West Islip residents who participate in weekend swim instruction. The proposed project is to expand the current 5-lane pool to a 6-lane pool with larger lanes and a new concrete construction. This expansion will require upgrades to supporting mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. The HVAC would be upgraded to a high-efficiency system that better controls the temperature and the humidity. Expanding to a 6-lane pool will allow the high school and the middle school swim teams to host 3-versus-3 competition swim meets. It would also allow the district to host tournament-style events with multiple participating swim teams. The expansion to a 6-lane pool will allow the swim team and diving teams to practice simultaneously in the pool. Having wider lanes will also benefit swimmers to have the space necessary to master certain swim styles, allow for faster swim times due to calmer water, and improve the overall safety during practices. The necessary upgrade to the HVAC system will also ensure the comfortable humidity levels and air quality in the pool facility itself. These are just, the next 3 slides are just renderings. So these are just renderings done by our architect at CBS. This is just to provide an idea of what the new pool will look like. This renovation project is estimated to cost $13,850,574. And this would be funded through a bond, which the community would be voting on January 23rd. Unlike most bond projects, this project is expected to have little to no impact on the taxpayers. This is mostly due to the district's financial planning with the timing of one of our existing debts expiring in June of 2024. This schedule actually shows our current year's debt service, which is in the top left. So it's 23-24 school year. Right now, our current debt service is $6.6 million that you see there. If the district were to go out for this bond, the $13 million bond, that first debt service payment would not become due for the district. So we wouldn't have to pay anything until school year 25-26. So therefore, in school year 24-25, you can see in the first column, the debt service slightly decreases because of that debt expiring. We would look to do $1.3 million of capital work in the budget. So we can keep our debt service continually decreasing at a gradual pace. So since the district is not increasing the overall debt, there is no additional cost to taxpayers. This proposed project timeline was developed along with our architect, and it's all dependent upon whether this project is approved. Once the project is approved, the district will submit a preliminary project plan to the New York State Education Department. This actually helps the district determine the amount of state aid we will receive in the future, because right now it's not a known amount. We typically receive 70.6% of aid, of the cost of the project back in aid over 15 years. However, with the new expansion, part of it is not aidable, and we really don't know that number until we give them our preliminary plan. The final project plan will take several months to develop with our architects, and we will most likely be submitting that during late fall 2024. Once we receive approval from the New York State Education Department, a bid for the project will be done publicly, and the Board of Education will approve that selected bidder at a public meeting. In May of 2025, the pool will be closed for renovation, and we'll have an anticipated reopening in September of 2026. If this project is approved, the community will have to look, the district will have to look for another facility to accommodate our swim team during the time of construction, so they can practice. Alternative physical education classes would also be offered in place of the swim instruction that is now currently offered at the high school. And the district would also explore alternative locations for Saturday instructional swim lessons. Once again, our bond vote is Tuesday, January 23rd from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. at the West Islip High School, the same place you go to vote for the budget every year. And I believe we have a video now that our high school put together regarding the budget.
September 1957.
September 1957. We are seniors. We are the first students to graduate from our spacious, modern West Islip High School. At last, our dreams came true. We enthusiastically entered our ultra-modern high school. Our emotions were confused because we missed Higby Lane, the friendliness of small groups, and we were awed at the size and facilities of such a gigantic building. The first edition of the 4.5 yearbook commemorates the newness of spirit and of life developed by our pioneering senior class. For the first time, West Islip High School students had the opportunity to use the Aquatic Center as a part of their high school experience. Swimming is not just a recreational activity or it means to cool off on a hot summer day. It is a vital life skill that everyone should acquire. West Islip made a splash as it launched its first swimming team. Everything was new: the pool, the coaches, and the boys. There were over 40 candidates at the beginning of the season, but the team was narrowed down to 29. This year's competition was limited to Uniondale and Brentwood, as West Islip was not in the regular league. Chuck Brown was West Islip's first swimming and diving coach. He taught and coached at West Islip from 1957 to 1983. He had a record that professional coaches would envy: 353 wins, 44 losses, and 2 ties. He is arguably the architect of one of the most successful sport programs in county history.
Competitive swimming pushes the limits of swimmers, leading to participants trying to beat their personal best times, win medals, and break records. The Aquatic Center provides competitive swimmers, club swimmers, and community members a wide range of health benefits. A low-impact sport. Swimming doesn't put stress on the joints in the same way that land-based sports do. Water's buoyancy makes it a sport that offers a wealth of strength benefits and resistance without straining your joints in the process. Weight management. Swimmers burn a lot of calories. An average person burns 280 to 560 calories in the pool per hour. Cardiovascular health. Your lungs, heart, and circulatory system all benefit from swimming. Swimming is a lifetime sport. Swimming's low-impact benefits allow people of all ages to swim for sport. Socialization. Swimming can be a solo or team sport, and in both, there's the additional benefit of socialization. Swimming promotes an active lifestyle. Swimmers are actively engaging in an active lifestyle that helps them break the cycle of living a sedentary lifestyle.
We've already made the decision in 1956 to be a pool, a high school with a pool. You know, and it was for the right reasons, right? And now it's just basically maintaining that pool and keeping the community, because, I mean, certainly the benefits of it has benefited the whole community and some individuals. I mean, you had some, like Susan was saying, you had two-time All-American divers, one dove in Indiana, with Don Councilman, who was the coach of Mark Spitz, and another guy he's actually an Olympic diving coach now in Florida. You had some great talent that came out of West Islip, you know, and in order to keep that talent up, I mean, in order to be a competitive talent going in the future.
Kids swam competitively. They got great friends in college. It's a family when you go to college and you're on a team, just like in any sport. Because of our high school, and because you have the opportunity to learn lifeguard as a gym class, they all learned to be lifeguards, and all 5 of our kids were lifeguards and had jobs every summer.
Now that we are approaching the 67th anniversary of the Aquatic Center, it's time to address the important mechanical issues that will ensure the integrity of the pool for years to come.
You're rusting on both of the tanks, and they just blast things up. The chemical buildup on the water, that's from a crack. That's a crack in the concrete where it's seeping, the chlorine and salt are seeping through the pool and going into that crack in the net. And it's not like there's one thing wrong, there's a lot of things. And you can't fix them all just by band-aiding them. Because, you don't know, and the main issue is that drain I talked about before, earlier. So that goes bad. You can't drain the pool anymore, or you can't take water out of the bottom of the pool to recirculate. These are cracked concrete areas on the outside of the pool called the gutter system, where the cracks could get worse than getting open and begin to leak the pool. That is a gutter exit where water gets returned from the top of the pool and goes back to the filter. But you can see it's rusted out, and it's also rusted within the concrete behind it. So around the pool, there's 4 or 5 of these that gutters exit, the concrete, and they're all rusted to the point where it leaks the most. And that's the water that might be getting behind the liner inside the pool. So we can't fix it without taking apart the whole concrete structure. So we need a new gutter system and a new pool frame. You can also see the wall right there, cracked.
On January 23, 2024, registered voters within the West Islip Union Free School District will be asked to vote on proposed renovations to the district's indoor swimming pool facility located in West Islip High School. If approved by the community, the cost of the renovation project is expected to be cost neutral for taxpayers. This is due to the district's strategic financial planning, New York State Building Aid reimbursements, and existing debt that expires in June 2024.
Finishing, I just want to acknowledge our students that did help to produce this, along with Mr. Weber and everyone else that took the time to make this video for the community. So a big thank you to everybody.
You know, this is a very unique opportunity. Everybody that comes out and hopefully votes yes for this has a chance to make an incredible impact on West Islip, the high school and the community. I mean, this pool here that's been there for 67 years. I don't want to sound morbid, but you know, I will be here in 67 years when this thing's going really well. But you know, trying to get everyone to understand the positive impact that we can have with this. So. You know, as Ms. Spilati said, and the video stated, it is the most used athletic facility that we have district-wide. It is 7 days a week, nearly 365 days a year. I mean, we live on an island, so it's pretty important to learn how to swim and utilize everything. You know, I grew up in Farmingdale, where we have a pool. We had a pool. I was a 3-year member of the varsity swim team. I swam my entire life. I teach in a district now where we just added an aquatic center, and it has such an amazing impact on the students, the families, the community. And I know our own Mr. Bedell was also a swimmer himself. So, you know, at this time, I am going to ask if there is anyone here from the public who would like to speak on an agenda item, including the pool itself. Yes? Please.
Good evening. My name is Matt Loudon. I'm the varsity swim coach here at West Islip for the boys. I'm also a teacher in the district and a community member. And I just want to thank you all for your collective wisdom. The project looks beautiful. All of the problems that we saw in the video are real. And you know, it's something that needed to be taken care of like a long time ago, but I'm just so glad it's happening now, and I couldn't be happier. All my friends who have been part of this community and part of the pool community have been reaching out to me. They can't believe this is happening. I have people reaching out to me from California saying how happy they are that the pool is getting the love it deserves. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Hopefully we will be sharing those sentiments with the community as well in just a few weeks. Is there something that you wanted to?
Sure. Yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that there should be a newsletter that everyone is receiving in the mail if you've not received it already. There is a QR code on here with a copy of that video that can scan right to your smartphone. We also do have the newsletter in Spanish. There's a link at the back of the newsletter, and it's posted on our website as well. All the materials you saw today will be posted on our website as of tomorrow. I know that we're also going to be going to all the local PTA meetings over the course of the next month prior to the vote to present this again. So if you know someone that may want to get more information on this, or you want to ask some other questions or find a little more information, we'll be presenting all the PTA meetings this month as well. And we'll also be sending out a postcard to all of the families right before the vote as a reminder. And again, with that QR code with the video on it as well.
All right, great, thank you. And again, thank you to everybody who helped produce that video. At this time, please, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the minutes of the December 7th, 2023 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. Okay, we do have some recognitions to make tonight, and I thank everybody for being very patient. I would like to introduce Mr. Haran, our Director of Athletics.
Good evening. I want to congratulate the robotics team, quite impressive. I know myself, as along with a lot of other people, it's a completely different world dealing with that robotics, and quite impressive. Some of the students expressed appreciation for everything that is provided them. I want to second that as a West Islip resident and employee for many years. Can't thank the Board of Education for their support of all of our students, allowing an endless amount of experiential learning opportunities, from the robotics team to the athletics to this incredible production team that was coordinated by the students and Ron Weber, our teacher, and really impressive. And the comment that was made in terms of this providing them, students, a foundation for future success and future opportunities and finding themselves, I can't emphasize enough. And that happens in all different areas because of the Board of Education, the administrators, the teachers, and the community here at West Islip. It really is a special, unique place. In regard to the pool, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a generational opportunity to create an entirely new pool that is used and vitally important to this community. So I thank the Board of Education, our administrators, the amount of work that was put into this, balancing the financial aspect of it, combined with the need and the students, looking at the big picture, a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different thoughts and process, and finding a way to get the project to the point where we have the opportunity to vote on it as a community later this month. Thank you, and great job. So at this time, it gives me great pleasure to be able to recognize our fall student athletes. We had almost 800 student athletes, secondary students, participate in our fall athletic program. That's grades 7 through 12. This past season, we had all 100% of our varsity athletic teams get recognized by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association as a scholar athlete team for having an average of 90 or higher. That's 14 for 14. Last year, we had 31 out of 32 varsity teams receive this distinction, and this year we are striving for 100% of our team getting recognized with a Scholar Athlete. Great accomplishment for our team. Now I'd like to recognize our fall student athletes who were recognized by their respective coaches association as all-county athletes. And on behalf of the Board of Education, we want to congratulate them. When I call your name, please come forward, receive your certificate, remain standing up front. We'll recognize all the student athletes and then give them a great round of applause. I know some of them are very busy that couldn't make it tonight, but I will be sure to get those individuals their certificates. Many of these student athletes, all of our student athletes, have received additional recognitions and honors at their end of season award ceremonies at their teams hall, as well as at the countywide Coaches Association dinner, so we congratulate them as well. Here at the board meeting, we traditionally recognize the all-county, and we're proud to do that here tonight. So starting out, all-county varsity gymnastics, Emily Ball. Tori Muller. And Cameron Giugiani. All County varsity tennis, Abigail Lamb. Amy McCann. Julia Evangelou. All County varsity soccer, Erin Palmieri. Ava Oblage. And Paulie Scalia. All County boys varsity soccer, Jack Stepanek. Academic All County, Dan Von Payton. Girls varsity cross country, All County, Madison Howley. All County boys varsity cross country, James Moore and Gavin Canito. All County boys varsity volleyball, Eric Burciaga. Seamus Smith. Zach Thomas. Dean Miller. Sean Cantwell. Also recognize All County tournament team in addition to being All County. Give a shout out to Eric Burciaga again, Shane Smith, and we also have Chris Thomas. And Zach was also recognized for the All County recognition. Special shout out to our boys varsity volleyball program. It's one of our younger programs here in West Islip. They've made tremendous strides. Credit again to the district board implementing a middle school boys volleyball team, probably like 8 years ago, and you start to see the development of it. It's a long road, but these gentlemen here really represented well. First team in the history of West Islip to play for a county championship this past year. And Coach Frank and Coach Harris, awesome job. All County girls varsity volleyball, All County tournament team, Julia Kalinowski. All County varsity football, Chris Mirapato. Rocco Corfinello. Sean Boyle. Jordan Paletti. Great fall season. Keep it going. Varsity field hockey, All County, Olivia Genovese. All County honorable mention, Cadence Catalano. And Dariana Page. And new program here in West Islip in Suffolk County in New York State, Game Day Cheerleading in the fall, competing this year for the first time, All County Jenner Tyler. Allie Sisto. And academic All County, Emerson Amarada. Congratulations to our fall All County athletes. How about another round of applause for them, please? Panoramic view? Yeah, this is a good problem to have.
That'd be great. Oh, Andrew's got to be on the phone.
We didn't.
I gotta go back for
Parents, you can move up too.
my best.
Yeah, right. You just feel okay, we'll talk tomorrow. All set.
And as everyone is on the way out, can we just get a round of applause for Mr. Haran, leader of our athletic department? Thank you, Mr. Tim Haran. Your work is great. Congratulations to all the student athletes and our coaches. As most of the student athletes are leaving, I just want to make one quick announcement. Just on the passing of our former athletic director, Jack Bradish. Jack was started as a driver's ed teacher here back in the 50s and was a football coach, athletic director, and really was on the sidelines of our fields until 3 weeks ago at a football game. So Jack's passing leaves a great legacy here in West Islip, great family, and I know Tim, many of us know him well, and just a great West Islip person for all. So I just wanted to announce that his passing is her services this weekend.
All right, we are going to move into personnel with Mr. Cameron.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tussey. I'd like to first request a motion to approve the MOA as listed in your agenda between the Teamsters, West Islip Union Free School District, and Employee A.
Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to request a motion for all items listed in the personnel agenda from item T1 through CL4.
So moved. Second. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I pulled out CL5, and I'd like to request a motion for the board to accept the retirement of Don Lettieri, our lead guard, effective January 9th.
No.
I kind of feel the same way. I think we all do. And if I could just say a few words before a motion. Don's been working here in the district since he was first appointed July 1st of 2001. He's had over 22 years of service. 22 and a half years of service here in West Islip. He's also a Suffolk County police officer. And I have to say, Don is one of the first people I met when I came to work here when we were doing interviews. And he has been a gentleman in every sense of the word that you could possibly imagine, while also thinking about the safety of students. I can recall a conversation that Don had where we were talking about the kids and some roughhousing or fooling around over at football games. What are we going to do about this? And I kind of chuckled and I said to Don, well, Don, what did you do on the sidelines of the football games when everybody was watching the game in the back? And we laughed. And Don's always had a great perspective on what's necessary to keep our students and our staff and our families safe here in West Islip, while also providing them similar opportunities that we all had growing up as children. So I'd like to thank Don for his service here. And the first motion will be to accept his retirement effective January 9th. May I request a motion?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? No, I think you summed it up really well, Mr. Cameron, so I just want to offer a heartfelt congratulations on his retirement. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
The good news, I would like to offer a consent agenda for all remaining items from CL5 through the end of the agenda as listed in your personnel agenda. But the good news is that there's also an appointment of substitute lead guard for Don Lettieri as needed moving forward.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Tussey. That concludes personnel.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cameron. Curriculum update, Mrs. Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. Tussey. Good evening, everybody. Just a reminder that registration for pre-kindergarten and kindergarten starts on Tuesday, January 16th, and concludes on Friday, February 16th. Letters and postcards have been sent out throughout the community. We also have it posted on our district homepage underneath announcements. So please spread the word if you know anyone who has a potential pre-kindergarten or kindergarten student for September. Please spread the word in regard to registration. We will be having an elementary parent academy on January 11th with a focus on foundational literacy skills. Our K1 and 2 parents are invited to come to our classrooms to learn about the science of reading and to work hands-on with the different programs and instructional materials and resources utilized to build those foundational literacy skills. A reminder is going to be going out via Parent Square, and there is still room and time to sign up. I would like to thank all parents, students, and staff members who responded and participated with providing feedback in regards to the cell phone survey that was sent out related to the impact that cell phone use is having on instruction in our classrooms and in the schools in general. The committee is going to meet again tomorrow. We are going to review the feedback and determine our next steps. Thank you, Mr. Tussey.
Thank you, Mrs. Morrison. All right, we're going to move into the report of board committees, and we're going to start off with the safety committee and Mr. Bedell.
Thank you, Mr. Tussey. Safety committee met on November 14th, 2023. We had a couple things. There was a bunch of tech updates. We have a ID printer is down, so 8 Plus is going to be printing our IDs while we fix ours. There is new cameras installed to the exterior at UDO. Our staff is being promoting a new software called RAVE, the acronym. It's like a advanced, like a 911 call, so you press a button and 911 is already called. So we're promoting that. A few things in the safety and security would be we added 2 new staff guards for weekends. The window coverings in mostly the elementary school gyms, like the curtains that can be placed down that are not in violation of fire codes. We are having a reunification drill for the district-wide, pretty much to make sure everyone understands how to get back to their family and make sure our system is good. And then we also placed orders for traffic signs at Paul J. Blue and Open Up to help with the traffic there. And that was pretty much it for that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bedell. We'll move into the education committee with Ms. Antonella.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Tussey. The Education Committee met Tuesday, January 2nd at 6:30 at Beach. All board members were in attendance. Administrators that were present
Dr. Paul Romanelli, Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Dawn Morrison, Assistant Superintendent James Cameron. A couple of issues that were discussed there. The first one was the weighted or unweighted courses at West Islip High School. So this discussion's been going on. The administration has recommended that we go back to weighting, and the board agreed. Most students do favor the weighting as well. We're not exactly sure about the timeline and the rollout of doing that, but we're going to be working on that. The second issue discussed was the review of data of the 8th grade algebra and living environment courses. Ms. Morrison presented some information comparing 8th grade living environment with the 9th grade earth science. We looked at grades and reading grades and grades that are going on right now. The board was discussing and debating the value of continuing the way the science and math are set up between 8th and 9th grade. The last subject was talking about work-based learning exploration, and a possible expansion of that with the businesses and technology in the community. The meeting ended at 7:05.
Thank you, Mr. Antonello. Let's move into Finance Committee with Mrs. Marks.
I'll talk loud. Finance Committee met on January 2nd. Start time was 7:32 p.m. All board members were present, including Dr. Romanelli, Dawn Morrison, James Fossey, and Mr. Cameron. For the month of November, we reviewed the treasurer's report, including school district funds and extracurricular activities, payroll summary, and financial statements. The internal claims audit report for November and December, system manager audit trail for November 22nd through December 19th, payroll certifications, review of warrants, and we reviewed board agenda finance items that are up for approval this evening, including approval of budget transfers, approval of 2023-2024 special education contract with Deer Park Union Free School District, approval of a bid to replace a piece of equipment that is highly used in the CAD and robotics departments. We're going to be getting a big machine that can print parts of metal that the robotics team will use and engineering department. It's going to be a really big industry standard machine that you'll find out in the real world, so that's exciting. Approval of some surplus items and two resolutions. One is the receipt of independent accountants reports for STAC and ABL from December 7th, 2023 from Cullen and Minowski, and recommendation that we approve the correction action plan based on that same report submitted by Mrs. Bly. And the meeting was adjourned at 7:32.
Thank you, Mrs. Marks. We're going to move into Building and Grounds now with Mr. McCann.
Thank you, Mr. Tussie. Hold your ground. This will be the fastest update I've ever given. So the Building and Grounds Committee met on January 2nd. All board members are in attendance. Administrators in attendance are Dr. Romanelli, Mr. Cameron, Mrs. Morrison, and Mr. Fossey. We already covered the pool. That was discussed that evening, along with some other construction projects that are finalized. But the real big update that we have is on the Massera School project that we've been working on for the past 6 years. We are at the point now where BOCES is moving forward with a draft of a lease. So if all goes well and negotiations go well, we will have a draft lease for BOCES to move back to that facility. They occupied that building for 20 years prior to their exit, and they're looking to come back, and all progress is being made for a potential September 1st start. So more to come on that, but good news for filling that school in right order. Thanks to the administration for work on that. Meeting was adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. McCann, and I will publicly state for the record that when we do make that official approval, I am going to stand up and dance because I am so excited to not have to continue to talk about Massera.
Yeah, I'm joining.
So there you go. All right, we'll move into the Special Education Committee report. Mrs. Brown?
Thank you, Mr. Tussie. Good evening, everyone. The Special Education Committee met at 9 a.m. on January 3rd at District Office. The administrators present were Dr. Romanelli, Dawn Morrison, Jean Dowling, Gail Dougherty, Lindsay Ednick. Board members present, Quinn Bedell, Debbie Brown, and Christina Marks. The committee discussed IEPs from CSE and CPSC, recommendations from the respective committees that will be approved this evening. The administrative team shared the special education aides received professional development on December 1st, 2023, facilitated by a team of psychologists, district behavior consultants, and administration. It also shared that our district social workers helped to support 76 families in need with gifts for the holidays. In addition, it was reported by the administrative team that the annual Student Senate Christmas party was a success and enjoyed by many of our special education students. The committee continued to discuss work around supporting our students' academic, social, and emotional needs. The meeting adjourned at 10:20 a.m. The next special education meeting will be February 7th at 9 a.m. at district office. We also had Ms. Melissa Swales, president of SEPTA, who joined us for a portion, the non-confidential portion of the meeting. We discussed ESY for summer 2024 and the pre-K process for transitioning from out of district to home district. We will have a representative from SEPTA join us at each meeting every month for the non-confidential portion. Upcoming SEPTA events include Dave & Buster's in Alandia on January 31st from 6 to 9 p.m. SEPTA has waived the membership requirement for this event, and it's open to all students pre-K to 12, whether special education or general education. The cost is $35 a person and includes food, soda, $20 in game cards, and unlimited gaming on the no prize machines. They wanted me to emphasize that. So unlimited games on the no prize machines. The SEPTA Bowl is April 13th. SEPTA is now selling tickets on the member hub. They will also accept cash and checks if you want to save on the fees of the member hub. Donations for raffle baskets are being sought for this event. SEPTA Yoga will start on January 10th from 5 to 6 weekly at the library, and the next SEPTA meeting will be January 24th at 7 p.m. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Brown. We're going to move into the policy committee, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Cameron.
Thank you, Mr. Tussey. As the board is aware, we're undergoing a review of our entire policy manual. In that review, tonight I offer the second reading and adoption of updates to policy 6140, which speaks to health examinations for employees. It's specific to the sections on tuberculosis surveillance and testing for food service workers. And upon review with NISBA, there were some outdated practices in there based on medical standards. So it's just an update of those. If I could request a motion of acceptance of policy updates for 6140.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Excellent. I'd just like to also remind everybody, February 6th is our next policy committee meeting.
We're good? All right, thank you, sir. We'll move into business items with Ms. Pilati.
Thank you, Mr. Tussey. May I have a motion for the approval of budget transfers 4337 through 4340 in the general fund?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of bid 2401 for the Allendale Machinery Systems from Haas Super Mini Mill?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the Deer Park Special Education contract for the 2023-24 school year?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the surplus items as listed on your agenda?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion, please, of approval regarding the receipt of the independent accountant's report on staff attendance and systems to track and account for children and automated verification listings, forms detail testing, and the risk assessment update report dated December 7th, 2023 from Cullen and Danowski.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Can I have a motion, please, of approval and recommendation that the Board of Education approves the corrective action plan in response to the internal auditor's report dated December 7th, 2023, submitted by the Assistant Superintendent of Business.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Can I have a motion of approval, please, for personnel for the special district meeting to be held January 23rd, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And can I have a motion of approval, please, of resolution regarding the Board of Education, which approves the recommendations of the Special Education Committee of Students as listed in the district's backup and authorizes the district to arrange for appropriate services.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, Dr. Romanelli.
Thank you, Mr. Tussey. I just want to start with a quick thank you to Ms. Pilati for a great presentation this evening. There's a lot of work that goes into that, and just really appreciate all your efforts there and all the upcoming meetings we have to present that as well. Just happy to see, we reported on a couple things recently about the changing face of education in New York State. I know we talked a little bit about the recommendations to the Board of Regents for New York State graduation requirements and how many of the items included there really capture the work that we're doing in West Islip. There was just some news that came out today actually from Governor Hochul about some funding for rollout of the science of reading, whether that is professional development or that's literacy programs in districts. That's an initiative that we've already been undertaking in the district here as well. So we're happy to see that the work that we're doing, we're seeing some reflection of that at the state level as well, and that there'll hopefully be some funding there as well to help us roll out some of those initiatives as well. So we're excited about that. I know I spoke last meeting just about meeting with students at the different buildings and hearing about what's going on across the district. I did send something out to each of the principals right before break about starting a student advisory team in each of the buildings, and I've been hearing back from a lot of interested students at the buildings, so I'll be starting in a few weeks visiting the buildings, talking to students at each of our elementary, middle, and high schools about their experiences in West Islip as a student here, and also just kind of brainstorming some great goals that we can work on together just to make the district even better than it already is. We're really just busy right now in our offices with budget planning for next year. This is right around that time where we begin starting that work and talking about staffing for next year and everything like that. So a lot of great conversations. It's an exciting time of year to talk about all the different ideas that we have, for the upcoming school year. We try to, our method that we do is we kind of put everything in, and then we see, all right, now we have to prioritize and see what we can actually kind of do within a realistic financial picture. So a lot of great conversations taking place on our end this time of year, so it's very exciting. And thanks everyone, and Happy New Year.
I actually need to apologize. I should have thanked the robotics team while they were here. We got this really awesome Christmas card and ornament, which I can only imagine was made by our 3D printer for us. So I'll make sure I email them tomorrow, but just a thank you for that. That was very nice. And at this time, I do want to invite down, we have two members of our community who would like to speak. First up would be Ms. Carrie Washington.
I'm really regretting my choice not to do progressives at this point because good evening. My name is Carrie Washington. My husband and I have lived in West Islip for over 20 years. We have 4 children who have attended and are currently attending the West Islip School District. In addition to being a parent and a community member, I've been a special educator for 22 years. There are many wonderful things about this district. We provide a wealth of opportunities for our students to excel in areas of their individual interest, academically and socially. We offer opportunities to participate and thrive in the arts and explore various trades through our BOCES programs and in district electives. We do an excellent job providing for the majority of our students. My own children have reaped the benefits of a wide range of extracurricular activities, IB, AP, dual enrollment, robotics, the swim team, the soccer team. But I'm here today to speak about an area that I have consistently feel we have fallen short. My husband and I have been very vocal about our concerns regarding special education programs in this district. Prior to COVID, we opposed the dismantling of the inclusion program at the middle school and high school level. COVID derailed conversations, but I'm hopeful as we start to analyze the data, we will revisit the choices that were made and take a sincere look to see if we can do better for our students. As a district of substantial means, I hope that we prioritize our special education students and offer as many programs on the continuum of services as possible to best meet the needs of the students and afford them the opportunity to thrive. As special educators, we are frequently asked by friends and acquaintances to help them as they try to advocate for their children through what is often a difficult special education process. From my experience with my own children, and as a member of a CSE for other students in the district, I can say with certainty that we need to do better. There was a recent post on social media where a parent who is entering the district asked, "What is special education like in West Islip?" Difficult, adversarial, challenging, be prepared to fight, good luck, were some of the comments. There were far fewer accolades. The following is from the New York State Education website. The IEP development process is a student-centered process. No other issues, agenda, or purposes should interfere with this process. Information provided by parents regarding their child's strengths and needs is a vital part of the evaluation and is considered in developing an IEP. All members of the committee share the responsibility to contribute meaningfully in the development of a student's IEP and to make recommendations that are based on the student's present level of performance and in consideration of the student's strengths, needs, interests, preferences, and the concerns of the parents for the education of their child. In speaking with many parents, they do not feel that they are an equal member of the Special Education Committee. In fact, many parents are unaware of their role as a member of the committee. This needs to change. Too often, vocal parents, those who ask questions, disagree with a recommendation, or simply offer a suggestion, are seen as difficult and silenced with unfamiliar acronyms and special education jargon that is confusing and intimidating. They are not recognized as a contributing member. They are told, "We cannot do that," or "We do not have the authority to do this." With those statements, you tell the parent that they are not part of we. They are an invited guest to a predetermined outcome. As special educators who are parents in this district, we know that projections are due before annual reviews. We also know that staffing and budget are the invisible member of the CSE meeting. It is our hope that the culture regarding special education and the parents' role in the process embraces one of inclusivity and abides by the New York State guideline, that the IEP development process be a student-centered process where no other issues, agenda, or purposes should interfere with the process. We do so much, as we saw tonight, for so many in this district. It is time we come together in what's in the best interest of those students who need us the most. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you for speaking so eloquently on that topic. You asked and you pretty much said, can we do better? And I think the answer is yes. I know the answer is yes. And I really don't disagree with anything that you said up there. And I know actions speak louder than words, but I know that the topic of special education has really been front and center with this board and with this current administration. And for what it's worth, I'm personally very confident that we are really taking the steps necessary to, make our special education program better than it is and continue to move it in the right direction. Again, like I said, talk is cheap, but I am confident that, this is a process and nothing happens overnight. But I do believe we are headed in the right direction. We have some very passionate school board members up here that are making it a priority. So I do thank you for speaking. I know your husband, Mr. Washington, also would like to speak, so please.
Good evening. I'd like to just follow up my wife's comments regarding a few observations and encounters that I've had regarding with staff members of CSCs, special education, and 504 accommodation plans. Most recently, I've been involved in two specific incidences which have me slightly concerned. Most likely, you are aware of one of those, probably one you are not, and I'll try to be as vague but as specific as possible as not to provide any information I really shouldn't. Recently, I was recently asked to advocate for an elementary school CSC, and at that CSC, I felt very strongly that the needs of the students were never really considered. I believe that there was a predetermined outcome of that meeting. In that meeting, the needs of the parents were not listened to. I really feel strongly about that, and I was very concerned, and I believe strongly in the following things. If it were not for the parents' persistence, I don't believe that that student would have been identified with a disability dyslexia, and would have not had the proper diagnosis of a learning disabled student had it not from that parent's advocacy and constantly asking for that. And I think you know where I'm going with that. In addition, I believe that the CSE took no accountability for what took place over the past maybe 2.5 years for that student's education, and I think that's a problem. I felt that CSE was sort of adversarial, and rather than try to make amends with the family or go out of great lengths to make build a partnership, or as we say, relationships, which is what teaching is really about, I don't believe that happened. And I believe at the end of the day, the students' needs were really not put forward. The parent had concerns regarding misleading or statements that were maybe vague or maybe not really explained fully, being a novice, just a mom, and not really understanding the difference between RTI and special education. That's why I was asked to sit on and be an advocate in that meeting. And based on the conversations that had taken place in the past, it was clear to me that the mom and the family had been misled about really what special education was and what RTI is. RTI stands for Response to Intervention, which is a preliminary program that the district tries before charting special education services. And the mom was given information that I don't think was accurate. And I think at the end of the day, she was really misled. And I have a problem with that. And I think that's something that needs to change in terms of culture. In addition, I would describe that CSE as somewhat unprofessional. Knowing that there was going to be an advocate present, there was a member of the committee that used the term stubborn disability more than one occasion. I was flabbergasted. I'm teaching over 35 years, and I've never heard another professional refer to a dyslexic student as having a stubborn disability. That concerns me. I don't understand the vocabulary or the vernacular or why that was used. Maybe it was a mistake. Once I can understand, but more than 4 times, there's something there. I can't put my finger on it, but it's not acceptable. In addition, the parent asked for supplementary aids and services, and they didn't appear on the IEP. When the parent asked about them, the parent was told, well, basically, sometimes less is more. We don't need those supplementary aids or services. The parent was asking for something as simple as something known as open dyslexic font, which is just basically a changing in the font style, which is weighted heavier at the bottom for students with significant dyslexia. Research shows that students with dyslexia do very well with that font. It wasn't put on the IEP, and the person who responded back to the parent said, we don't think it's necessary. In addition, I've heard time and time again that Wilson certification or Wilson reading certification is not important. I don't understand that concept. My district believes strongly in Wilson reading. I teach in Copiague. My district, my superintendent herself went and got Wilson certified. I'm not here to suggest that we should hire Wilson certified teachers or Orton Gillingham, but I know for a fact that we should have some reading program and there should be certification attached to it. And I believe it has a lot to do with seat licensing, and that's why we don't have Wilson certified teachers. But to argue to a parent that you don't need to be a certified reading teacher and it doesn't have any condition, it doesn't make much sense to me either. That's a concern. In addition, I have concerns regarding the 504 accommodation plans at the high school and how they're actually being implemented. So I know 504 is not necessarily special education, but again, from my wife's perspective and my perspective of the work, special ed teachers are assigned 504 caseloads to monitor those and make sure those building accommodations are carried out, explain to the teachers how they're carried out. I don't understand how that's actually happening at the high school with our own daughter. We have concerns regarding the implementation of 504 plans. So I have a number of concerns, and I know I hear the culture's changing, but I really like to see some more in terms of dealing with these issues, because I feel like that in many cases, this is oftentimes adversarial with the parents. And that really should not be the position. Okay, thank you.
Again, thank you, Mr. Washington, for also speaking very eloquently. Please note, I do hold you and your wife and your opinions of the utmost respect. So I appreciate you coming down here tonight and sharing your concerns with us.
Yeah, and if I can reiterate, first of all, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Washington. So obviously, for
many of us, or all of us in the special education department is of the utmost importance to us. Myself, having classified children, have gone through that as a parent, not understanding some of the vernacular, and it's really confusing. So this board, over the last 2 years, beginning of last year, the beginning of this year, we've asked Dr. Romanelli and the administration to make that the #1 priority for the change of culture and the change of services. As Mrs. Washington stated, we are a resource-rich environment where we can afford this, and we are lucky to do that based on the community's response. So we are invested in putting time, effort, and resources to make sure that every child gets every service that they need. And Dr. Romanelli and the administration is working towards that. It is a process that we talk about continuously, and I know myself and the others on this board will not stop advocating until every person gets all the services that enable them to succeed in this district.
Okay, really at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion, please, to adjourn to executive session where the board will discuss personnel, negotiations, and litigation. So moved. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and look forward to seeing everybody in a couple of weeks at the conference.